Everybody, it is your boy Cheddar Terry here, or Jazzy. Today, what I want to talk to you guys about is not about music, but about a story that I heard a couple days ago by a total complete stranger. I love history. I like real history. I like exploring certain parts of history. And we live in this about to become a ghost town, a dead-end town that was once lively back in the 70s, 80s, 90s, early 2000s. Well, a town like this, I'm 25 years old, about to be 26. I've seen this town go through its changes. I heard its stories. I've seen some weird things, strange things, scary things. Things cannot be explained in my lifetime alone. I have interest in certain things. I would like to explore more about this town, about its paranormal side, stories of why certain things may happen, or stories that I know. Maybe we can find answers, maybe we can get clues. And a lot of stuff you can't see in a vehicle, man. You gotta really be on foot. Those that know me, though, I'm on foot a lot, and know I don't drive and have a vehicle. I'm in what was once as the mall, once upon a time, in the parking lot, before it's getting changed into the rest of the hospital. The story I want to share with you guys, a story that I was told, and it sparks interest in me. Digging things, finding things out, those that may have not have known. The building you see behind me, the Columbia Mall, all the way from the restaurant of Applebee's. A story that was told me by an employee that works at Walmart, I guess a long time ago. And I don't know, maybe some people may know it, some people may not. Those that are left in Columbia, those that haven't moved, a lot of the older folk, maybe they can confirm something. A story that I was told, that there was a tunnel, an underground tunnel from here to Applebee's a long time ago, and then has been sealed off. And within that tunnel, I guess they buried some, snakes, like the dangerous ones, like big ones, especially the the cobras, and sealed it off, cemented it. Right? We are on a population of Columbia where the majority of all these buildings that are built are infested with snakes and rats. So sometimes I hear people complain that they hear loud hissing noises underground, daytime or night. And that raises a question, that raises curiosity. There's been times where I heard hissing sounds, more than on several occasions, very, very much so, more than on several occasions. Why I've heard that. And that interests me. Another thing that I do know, that Columbia hid from its history. You can look it up online, Google it, the library. You have to really dig around and willing to step on toes to find out and dig and poke and do your detective work. What people don't know, Columbia and Spring Hill, the Civil War days, was a battle for the towns, man. Because James K. Polk, who was once a president, right, fought for Columbia, fought for Spring Hill. One thing I found out from the mall and Walmart, this was once a burial ground. And you could never tell because it was built on top of it. And there's no telling how many more stories, because I had some, me and a couple of friends, we had incidents, some weird things happen to us. And this is during the day, during the round out. You know how it's empty and bare? It was a time like this. And we were walking back there, We sound like we heard kid footsteps like really close behind us. Like, turn around, no one there. Remember, we were in Walmart late at night, right? And it's eerie because people tell me there's some eerie things that go on at Walmart. This one doesn't hold very much. So I had to switch to a phone that does. That's just meant to record videos, which I'm actually using to record on for the first time. So as I was saying, we heard these footsteps. It sounded like kids, like no one behind us. And one night, late at night, because I hear Walmart's very eerie, creepy at late at night, and I heard there were some stores that went on. One day, me and my friend, he was looking at rings. I was popping a pimple in the mirror at the jewelry section. Hardly anybody there. And we hear right next to us, sounds like an outer body voice. It says, "Hey," really deep. And we look because ain't no one there. Remind you, let's say there's somebody right here, I'm right here. Bad. Have the phone posted up against a light pole with the squares on it where you can stand things on. Here's me, like a nice space, not too big, not too small, in between me and this pole. And there's that voice that's right there, right in our ears, and no one there. So I just want to share with you guys that story. It's hard to believe a lot of things that are forgotten about Colombia over the years. A lot of the missed stories, and a lot of these things you can't see. A lot of these things you won't be able to see in a car, but you have to see on foot, and a lot of it's built over. Some things that people may not know about. Who's here in this town really been canoeing? Like really paid attention to your surroundings when you canoe? Colombia, for itself, I spoke upon this plenty of times. Others have even said the same thing. And these are just random strangers. I don't know their names, they don't know me, but we talked like we knew each other for years. You know how you hear about underground cities? Well, it's the same with Colombia. This ain't the real Colombia. Real Colombia is built on top of this. Colombia is built on top of the real one. It's kind of hard to tell, but if you were to go canoeing and really search along the Duck River, you could see buildings, parked cars, signs, roads like this with the painted lines on them still. Like whatever, I understand it's kind of hard to see because over time nature took over, and it took over rapidly, very much so. Well, if you just dig around and look and park your canoe, you'll see most of it's still there. You just gotta look. I don't know what's all still there anymore because I'm not a fan of the water like that. But a good majority of what I'm telling you is true. And a lot of our history from this town has been hidden from us. There are those that know and those that have been forgotten about. One of this town is known for, even till this day, you can't let a lot of the religious churches and people here fool you. I understand this may offend some people, but please understand this is me. This is how things were seen. This is what is known. This is what's out, and I'm not the only one that really spoke on this. This town, majority is known for its witchcraft, for occults. And it doesn't surprise me, one of the biggest cults we have here is the Ku Klux Klan. There is a worship church in Spring Hill in the woods, all black, gargoyles and upside down crosses, that worships the devil.
I have been around this town on foot more than several occasions to know certain barriers to where you can see a lot of these Illuminati symbols. Huh? I'm just out doing stuff. So, there's a lot of these symbols that can be seen, a lot of the witchcraft symbols at that. I've heard stories to where a woman was a witch and she sacrificed her husband. And it's one of the houses behind the old Piggly Wigglies in the neighborhood that I was brought up at, a story that was shared to me as a child by many others. We are about to get to one of those symbols now. From right here. I've seen this several times before in the past. What does it mean? What does it stand for? Where can you find this at? Next to the movie theater here in town. Right next to the mall. This town has its eerie things at times. I would like to start doing investigations, getting the equipment that I need, having a crew together. And this is something not for the weak of heart either. You have to be strong mentally, emotionally, and spiritually and religiously strong. Physical ain't got nothing to do with it. There is a building behind McDonald's, that white one. It was once a morgue and a bank. I would like to investigate that. Every time I go past it, man, there's something to it. There's something there that calls to me. It really does. History has some really great hidden things about it. Stuff that you can't see in a car, man, you gotta see on foot. Stories that have yet to been told, even answered. Like that church next to the library in the square. It's a very beautiful church. To the point, why is it boarded up? What is the reason for it? I don't know. In this spot, this location of this walkway, where me and my friend, we had an encounter about the footsteps I told you about. It was a quiet day like this on a weekend around this time, and we were turning right here around this corner, right, where we heard those little kid footsteps right behind us, and nothing was there. There are several other spots I'm going to take you to. Where the white lighthouse church once stood, and the stories I heard about that place. See if I can get any feelings, vibes from it. Over near Pizza Hut, there was a woman who had her body dumped there in 2011. Her husband was about to, or going to be her husband, pretty much still her boyfriend, murdered her. I was locked up with this guy. He was in the cell where I was at. He had DUI, and I didn't know he had real anger problems like this, and none of us knew. And he dumped her body there, and she was full of gunshot wounds. Every time when I see Pizza Huts or go into Pizza Hut, they don't talk about this, and I don't blame them. Every time I see that place or go there, I feel sadness and dread over there. And this ain't the first time murders that have took place over by there. I will stand across the street to the gas station talking about it, but I do not want to go over there in that area where the body was at. I find it rude and disrespectful because you don't do that. I had two friends. I believe their spirits are still over behind the post office area. There used to be before the post office in Fred, there was a park, and it was known as Woodland Park, not the trailer park, but an actual playground park with a Pop Warner football field. I'm old enough to remember that because I used to go over there as a child. Around 1998, on Halloween night, the Roxy sisters were beaten, raped, and murdered and hung on a green fence over there. And I feel like they still roam over there. I would like to investigate it, ask questions, let them know you can rest. Your killer has been brought to justice. Right now, we cut off the camera. We're going to go walk over to the Lighthouse Church. As you see the no trespassing sign, we're getting closer to the area. I just turned this corner and I feel sadness. I feel an ounce of dread. And I ain't even close to it yet, but it's within this area, most definitely. Feel sadness, you feel an ounce of dread, most definitely. You can just feel it. Feet are getting tired. Thing is, we ain't even done. I should have filmed over near that house that used to be a morgue and a bank behind McDonald's, but I feel like walking that much. I don't know. Matter of fact, I will probably shoot something over there, discussing my thoughts about it and what I feel on it this week coming up, if that's what you guys would like to see. And if I can ask permission about the people that used to live in the house I used to stay at, shoot something there. I had some experiences. Most definitely. And try to show you guys where that other scene took place about the Roxy sisters. Right over there, guys. There. I don't want to get too much. I'm not even going to talk anymore, man. I'm just going to show you guys. I'm staying right here across the road because I'm not going to go over to the actual spot. But that's the actual building behind the body was found. And there's been several of them found there on more than one occasion. Over there. right there at this Pizza Hut. One thing I will say, my family's always been attracted to spirits, ghosts, demons. I'm not quite really sure why or how it started or where it even came from, but we always seem to attract those things. Like they're drawn to us in a way we can't explain either. But it's always been that way. And so many people can tell you so many stories on what they witnessed, what they saw, things that happened to them. Where I stay at now, after I get done with the White House, will show you, I will film it in my room for you guys and everything. And a lot of stories that took place. So I believe to a point where my house is haunted, but not so much activity goes on. Or we're just having a chill moment. They had me a Powerade for $1.75. And yeah, some other little history for you guys. A lot of people know the spot for it being Catfish Campus now, or the Diesel, or the Car Wash, and now the Goodwill. But a lot of people don't know, ain't none of this was here. A lot of it used to be a trailer park once. I know I had my fair share with them. But yeah, I just want to let you guys know that. Especially over near Horizon and all these used to be a place where they sold four-wheelers and sheds. That's something that a lot of people may not remember. So I may just want to throw that in there for you guys. Hope you guys like that. Okay, guys, here we are. It's where the White Lighthouse Church stood. Walking right up into its driveway. Strong, just like a strong vibe. Like some kind of presence is here already. We're still walking up towards it, man. You can't be scared of it. If you show fear and be scared, negative energy feeds off of that. You know, so what's over here, man, you don't scare me at all. So some of the stories how I was told, because this thing been abandoned for years, but they always had the light on. Wow. Even mixed emotions already. Like you just feel it. It's like mixed. One of them is that drugs are sold here. Occults. Devil worship. Some say the Ku Klux Klan owned the church. Sacrifices. Witchcraft. Things of that nature. There's something definitely here. At the same time, it also feels very with doubt and anguish. Few things that still remain is them steps that are rusted out. Few of the outlines that you can see. One of them is that witchcraft was worshipped here devil worshipped was here, cult worshipped was here, that the Klan owned it here. People also say that they saw strange, felt weird things happen to them when this church was here. Doesn't matter what time of the day, said that you could feel it. Here are all these steps, things that still remain. You feel weak too. My ass is walking on them. This is what's here. What's all that's left. Some say reporting sounds, and this thing's been abandoned for years. Some say the reason why I got torn down, termite damage. It was falling apart. I believe so much negative energy. Yep. You already have presence of cult signs. Crows. What the fuck? No crows anywhere else right now. Look at that. Look at that. I believe in enough negative force and enough negative energy, things could come into existence, my friends. I believe in that. Wow. Some of the tile that's still left. Must have been the stage or something. Too sure. Tile. But you can feel it here. Feel it here. Here we are, folks. Part one. One of this journey. Part one is me sharing with you guys firsthand. There's still so much more to Colombia that has to be answered. So much more that has to be explored. You can't see it in a car. You got to see it on foot. You got to go there. This is as real as it gets. This is history that's been forgotten. History that this town wants people to forget about. And it's people like me that want to keep that history alive. These stories like this going so people know, so people can learn from them. So, and I hope you guys appreciate this first one I did for you, man. What the fuck was that? Yo. I heard like a dinging sound just like right behind me. I don't know if y'all caught that on audio or what. Hope you guys appreciate it. Old baseball field. Old baseball field fence, too. My job to bring this to light. You guys can see it.